Hey YouTube, it's Nicole Moore. I'm coming to you from my car. I want to talk to you about this Black Ink Crew Chicago version. Ryan's boo from high school is back, Rachel, and she brought their son back with them. I thought that there was another kid. I thought there was two kids. I knew that one was his and I thought one wasn't. I'm not sure what the other child was. But anyway, I may have that wrong. Let me know in my comments down there. So, Charmaine is a mess and she's hella extra as usual, but I think this time she just was doing too much with the peekaboo panties and the splits in the middle of the shop, and that was team too much. But that's Charmaine. She's usually team too much. So then we have Van. What's going on with Van? Is he on drugs? Is he steroids? What's happening with him? He's super angry. And you could try to see his point of view when it comes to not going on tour and Ryan finishing out the tour. And so Ryan was the one that got all the money, and Ryan saying he put it into the business, but Van is just looking at the fact that none of that money came to his pocket. So it's like, it's a problem. Now, I could get it. I can get behind that. I can see where things could be different in the future when it comes to stuff like that. But the way that Van goes about it to make his point is just like, what is wrong with you? You're doing a lot. Like, nobody in there respects Ryan as the owner of the business and gives him that type of respect. They talk to him like they can't turn off the friend and turn on the boss. They talk to him like he's just friend all the time when Ryan's got a business to run. So I understand Ryan's point of view. If you have something to say and it's productive, no problem. There's just a certain way that you have to say things. That's it. So Van is extra on Incredible Hulk angry for some reason, and I don't really get where it's all coming from. So then you have Ryan brings in all this merchandise and stuff, and he is telling them that he's going to plan an anniversary dinner, like a anniversary party, because they've been in business for 4 years, and that's important to him to celebrate because of where he's come from and how his sister had to help him with the shop, and she believed in him, but then she got killed and all this good stuff. So it's important to him to celebrate this moment, and that's everybody deserves that. Mag, it seems to be a poppin' tattoo shop in Chicago, so I guess but here goes Van in the thing, like he's ripping up t-shirts and he's just too much. And Ryan tells everybody that they can come and they can bring their plus ones or whatever, except for Danielle. And Danielle is like, in her mind, in her confessional, she's feeling some kind of way. She feels like, this has gone on long enough. Like, y'all need to just cut it out, and just like, why can't I bring Terrence? And you got to get over it, and blah blah blah. And I think that there's nothing to get over. Ryan's not tripping. Ryan just don't want to have. Nobody wants people around them that they don't really like. That's not on their side. That can pop off on you. Like, you don't want to. It's just crazy. Like, if you don't want somebody, why? Why? So Danielle has an issue with this. So then the next thing that we see is Charmaine's Charmaine's in the kitchen with her booski from college, I think, Neek. What kind of name is that? Or whatever. Neek. And at first I thought they were saying Meek, and I was just like, really? I didn't hear nothing about that. But it's Neek, not Meek. So she looks happy, he looks happy, and she pretty much is the same. So she kind of calmed it down a little bit, but she's still her wild and crazy self. And if he feels like he can hang in there with it, then she found herself the one. I say there's a somebody for everybody, and she might have just found herself somebody. But I think that's cool. But then here come hating ass Danielle and her booski crazy ass drunk Terrence. He comes in there and he seems cool. He got a nice little haircut, looks a little different. She comes in there and she's just giving off this energy like, oh, look at this apartment, like, oh, look, oh, you better remember where you came from. Don't hate because you ain't got the same thing. Like, it never makes sense to me for that to happen. Like, so she's telling Neek trying to warn him like, oh, you know what you're getting into? This one's crazy. She's wild. Like, why does everybody feel the need to look out for the dude that your friend, your cousin is involved with? Shouldn't you be looking out for her, trying to find out information about him, trying to see if he's on the up and up, trying to see if he is worthy to be with your friend, your cousin, your whoever you are with? So anyway, then so that dinner scene is over, but Danielle's telling Charmaine that she's gonna approach Ryan about this whole Terrence can't be there thing, and I dare him to say something. Well, you got what you wanted, because she goes in the next day and they sitting there talking about porn stuff. Charmaine, 4, and I think that's his name, Junior Diaz or something like that, and they sitting there talking about porn stuff and which site is the best, and HD, 4 only watches HD, and Charmaine, she always got something to say on that topic, and that's cool. That's cool. So then Ryan comes in and he says hi to everybody or whatever, and Danielle goes right in. So let's talk. I don't beat around the bush or whatever. I just say what I need to say, and I don't understand why Terrence can't come. I mean, they all talking to him wrong. Now, mind you, Ryan had just had a conversation with Rachel at this rock climbing thing, where Rachel was saying, they all taking your kindness for a weakness, and they've been doing that for a long time now. So now, of course, Ryan's got his home life all up to date now. So now he's trying to get the work life on the same page. So now he's like, look, hey, listen. So Danielle says what she needs to say, and it's starting to get heated. Now, what I did notice is that Ryan was more rah-rah with Danielle than he was with Van. I need you to be the same way for anybody that you're talking to. If you're getting escalated, then I need you to get escalated with Van. I need you to get escalated with whoever else is trying to get base with you. So I don't understand that part. So maybe it was because he just had that conversation with Rachel, and so this was all like in the forefront, and so he was just like, oh no, we're not. We're going to stop it right now. It starts now. So he winds up firing her, but this chick says, fuck you. This chick says F you to him, to his face, calls him a ussy. Like, where they do that at? Like, you can't even do that to your friends in the tone of voice that it was, in the heat of the moment, in light of the situation. And now you're talking to your boss like that. Do you want to work? Just confused. Like, okay. So anyway, that goes down. He fires her. She's like, good, I'm out. So she leaves. She runs to Kat. Now Kat is in LA. I was wondering where Kat was, because when Charmaine was doing all that crazy stuff, the split and the talking about the crotchless panties and all that stuff, 4 had her in the air or whatever, and Nikki came in. Nikki's girlfriend, 4's girlfriend is Nikki. Nikki came in and 4 dropped her. She hit that couch, luckily, but he didn't care where he was dropping her at. He was just like, my girl is here, I gotta put you down, bye. So he puts her down, and Nikki comes in, but she goes upstairs, and I thought that was where Kat's studio was. So obviously we know now that Kat is in LA, and so Danielle goes out to see her, and then we find out that Danielle had found out that she was pregnant, and then all of a sudden, she found out a little bit later that she had lost the baby. So she was still dealing with that, and I don't think anybody knows it. So she's probably an emotional basket case or whatever. So they didn't really say what Kat was doing in LA. They didn't really say like if she has her own shop there, or if she's doing artwork there, or if she's involved in another tattoo situation with someone else's shop or whatever. They never really got into what she was doing in LA. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. So here comes Ashley. There was 2 people in this episode. Even though Charmaine is extra, I already expect her to be extra, and she just turned it up another notch on me. But that's okay, because that's her. But the 2 people that got on my damn nerves this whole episode, which was Van and his extra Incredible Hulk angriness for no reason. And then, it was for a reason, but it was just out. Like, it was extra. And then Ashley did the most this season. This particular show, and I feel like that's hard to do because Charmaine does the most a lot of the times, but Ashley did the most this season to me. So the party happens. Van comes in. Before we get to the party, Van comes in and finds out So I guess it was the next day. Charmaine comes in and there's a new receptionist folding t-shirts, and then Van comes in and they let him know that Danielle got fired and this is the replacement. So okay, so that happens, and then the party. So then we get to the party and everybody's having a good time, and then you see Van come in with his girlfriend or whatever, and he's dressed up in a suit or whatever, looked nice and stuff, but he looked drunk. When they showed him having his first drink that was on camera, he already looked drunk. So it was like somebody should be taking these drinks from him because he already looks wasted. His eyes was real low. He was mumbling under his breath. He was just not happy. He was about to enter the Rams territory where he's about to just, anybody could catch it. So Ryan saw him, muttering under his breath, and he could see that the situation wasn't good. He wasn't there to have a good time. It was all hate coming off of him. So Ryan starts to instigate the situation. Nobody needs you to instigate the situation, but he does. So they pan over to Ashley and Don, and so before they get to Ashley and Don, before the party, Ashley comes home from work and she tells Don, she says, I'm warning you that I think I want to quit my job and I want to stay home and I want to take care of the kids. I don't see you that often, blah, 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 blah. That's the old okie doke. I think she forgets that Don don't tattoo. Four does. Don is just the assistant for the tattoo artist, which is Four. So the money that you think is coming in like that is not his money. He's just the assistant. Don't you see where you live at? Your house is small as hell. Your kitchen is in your eat-in kitchen is really your dining room, your living room, and everything all together. The only thing that's missing is the bed and the toilet. Like, where do you think you live in large at? It just don't make sense to me. So he's the only one making sense right there in that instance where he's saying, you know what, you're not going to just put this all on me, tell me that you're going to quit your job and I'm just supposed to be good with it now. I got to take on all this. And she was like, yeah, key words, you got to take care of it. And I'm just like, that is so selfish. He don't make the kind of money that you want or that you would need. And he made sense because he was like, yeah, and then you get mad at me. You're going to be the one getting mad at me when I can't come up with the things that you want right then and there. Like, I don't want to have to put up with that and deal with that, blah, 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 blah. So that's what happened. So then we get to the party and she shows her ass again. Charmaine introduces Neek to everybody, and then all of a sudden she feels like she needs to go over there and talk to him. So Ashley skates her little ass over there to introduces herself. Hi, my name is Ashley and I'm married to Don, and you here with Charmaine? Oh, well, how long y'all been together? So she starts off the small talk and then just hits him with well, she crazy. Well, let me just tell you, I'm with Don and she knew I was with Don and she fucked him anyway. Like, really? Is that what you want to do right now? Like, really? That's what we do? We go over to other people's situations and we just run them down to that other person? You already have your man, y'all married. He's doing the best that he can, taking care of you and the outside baby. It was good of you to accept the outside baby. And why would you want to mess up her situation? Because if she's not in a relationship, then she's possibly with your man. So where did you see this? Like, what was the strategic thinking in this? You want to tell him he might leave her now she's free and single to be messing with your boo again? I just didn't see the logic in it. It just did not make any sense to me. It didn't make sense to Don. Don was pissed. So Don strikes me as the type of person that he would get mad enough and he would hit you, and he wouldn't care if you was a girl or a guy. He would get mad enough. He sees black and just goes in. So he winds up like, wow, you'll never listen. And I think he was also mad because Ashley's doing too much. She wants too much. She wants to quit her job. She's just putting a lot of pressure on him. She's being real selfish. She's not thinking about them as a unit. It's just all about her, what she wants, and he just better do it. And there's a time and a place for all of that, but he ain't in the place, and it ain't the time. So anyway, I was just actually she was just doing way too much, and I couldn't get behind it. I wasn't here for it. I felt I was 100% on Don's side. And then, like I was saying, he looks like the type that would hit her and anything else that was moving. Well, then the friend was with them. The friend, the friend told Ashley that she was wrong. Like, why would you go over there and say anything to, you was wrong for that. And she's like, now I gotta go to your house to make sure y'all don't kill each other. And I feel like she probably did. It was necessary, because he peeled off. He was gone. And he didn't even wait for the friend to move back. He was just shing. So then we get to the party. Inside the party, Van's still seething inside, his little angry, he's getting greener and greener. And Ryan sees this and just decides to instigate. He's just like, you know what, nigga, I guess he ain't scared of him, because whatever. He starts to instigate the thing. He's throwing chips onto the table, talking about gamble. If you ain't gonna gamble, then get out. He says a toast and forgets Van in the toast. Didn't forget him, just didn't say his name in the toast. So Van has had enough. So all of a sudden, Van throws dice at Ryan. And Ryan's like, yo, what's up? So then they go to fight. But it looked like it took a whole bunch of people to hold Van back. And surprisingly, it took a whole bunch of people to hold Ryan back. But then you see in the preview for the next episode, Van tries to enter the door to the shop. And I guess couldn't get in. He got mad, went to his car and got whatever he got out to try to break the back door down. So this whole season is going to be a mess, because I would like to see how Ashley's going to calm Don down, how Don's going to calm himself down. I want to see what's going to happen with Nikki and Ford, with Nikki being right upstairs. That's not coincidence. She don't trust him, and she don't trust nobody around him, so she want to stay close. Which if I felt like Ford was worth all that, would be smart. But if you gotta watch him that closely that you're not getting none of your stuff done, is it really worth it? I don't think so. So what else? Ryan and Rachel's cool. I want to see how Ryan tries to get the team to come to some kind of one accord, because his shop right now has been a mess. It's been a mess for 3 years. It's been a mess since day one. But now I think he needs some order, because now his family life is in order. And I like Charmaine with Neek, but it looks like Charmaine is going to have some issues at work, because she's going to have her tongue in somebody's mouth, according to her boss. So we'll see how all that works out. And then what else? I think that's it. So let me know if you was here for Ashley. Would you do what Ashley did? Would you go over to somebody else's man and tell them all about how their girl did XYZ to you and your man and your situation? Or would you let her have whoever's keeping her preoccupied from being with your man? Let me know down there in them comments. And Van, can you understand why he's mad? And if so, do you understand why he's that mad? Like, does the ends justify the means? Like, is he going to get anything accomplished by being that mad and coming across that way to his boss?